This week on Game On, the North Penn softball team advances to Thursday's district title game. Reporter Dan Dunkin breaks down Archbishop Wood's chances in the state baseball tournament.
Well, they're young and fearless, Jeff, and that's all good when you're really playing with house money.
And volleyball reporter Drew Markol assesses our three area teams' opening round appearances in the state playoffs. All that and more, right here, right now on Game On. Welcome to this week's spring edition of Game On, where we give you the best high school sports coverage in Bucks and Montgomery Counties. I'm your host, Jeff Vitamin. No matter what happens in Thursday's District 1 Class 4A softball title game, North Penn will be moving on to next week's state tournament. And video reporter Jen Wielgus has a story on what so far has been a banner season for the Maidens.
Postseason celebrations have become routine at North Penn. After winning a district title in girls basketball last winter, the Maidens won 2 straight nail-biters in the district softball playoffs to qualify for their 3rd straight state tournament.
Well, these girls just won't die. And the girls that played basketball, I mean, they've been through it on that end, so it helps here. Maggie did a great job with them in basketball, and I'm just trying to duplicate what she did.
Seniors Vicky Toomaz and Aaron Mayer have anchored both the basketball and softball teams. They have a chance to end their final high school year as district champs in both sports.
It's really cool, and it's really rewarding to know that our hard work in both sports in the past 4 years has contributed to each program and built the program. And now I think we've been in states 3 years now for softball, and that's just insane.
North Penn's success comes from experience, both on the field and with each other.
We all know we have the chemistry on and off the field, so it's just bringing it together on the field. We all work together as a team. There's not one person that's left out of the group. We all work together.
Coming into all these games, they've been here. They know what it takes, and they know that when things are down, they can come back, and they know to make the big plays, and that's what's going to take us through, and that's the mental edge we got from last year and the year before when we won the districts.
We're not satisfied with just making it to states, so we want that district title, and hopefully as soon as we get that, we can make a run in states, because getting there isn't good enough for us.
And putting a final wrap on softball, we go back to Jen, who has this week's Athlete of the Week.
Hi Jeff, to sort of piggyback off my North Penn video story, we're going to give this week's Softball Athlete of the Week to North Penn pitcher Jackie Bellotti. Jackie held off Springford in the district semifinals on Tuesday, allowing just 5 hits. Last Friday, she held off William Tennant, the top seed, in 8 innings. And last Wednesday, she went 11 innings against CB East. She's been in so many pressure situations and come through for the Maidens, who are playing for the district championship and advancing to the state tournament.
Joining us in the Game On studio to talk baseball is reporter Dan Dunkin. Well, Dan, a very disappointing and short postseason for most of our area teams. We had 3 clubs reach the state qualifying round of the district playoffs in Penn Ridge, Council Rock South, and Holy Ghost Prep. All 3 lost.
Jeff, I was most surprised by Holy Ghost Prep going out so early. This team had legitimately high hopes to repeat as district champs and to make a deeper run in states, even get to the state finals. They lost to Pope John Paul II in a close game. It was one of those games, could have gone either way in the middle innings. Coach Keith Smeralio, the Holy Ghost, said afterwards, we just didn't have the luck. It was one of those that's baseball kind of games. Tough way for a really good team to go, 17-4 season. On the really good side, this team is going to be tremendous next year. They've got all the motivation in the world to get back, get to the district final and go all the way through states. They've got over 2/3 of their roster back, led by Tim Brennan, Ryan Malloy, and Luke Duras. Really a good team. Council Rock South, as we said, was a little train that could. They did all the fundamental things right this year. They won a lot of close games. It wasn't to be against Methacton, who hit the ball really well. But to their credit, they did hit well also. The Hawks did. Some balls just didn't find holes in key moments. Jordan Silverman, the lefty pitcher, fine junior pitcher for CR South, settled down after a really tough start. But this South team has a lot to be proud of. 12 seniors are saying goodbye. They kept this program on really solid ground with Coach Ted Kerner and his group in his second year. 2 years after that senior-led group led South all the way to the state finals. Big accomplishment for that team. And then Penn Ridge, what can you say? You can't pitch any better than they did. 3 district games, they give up 1 run. It's on a wild pitch to Boyertown in the district quarterfinal. They lose 1-0. 20 innings, giving up just 1 run. Penn Ridge really toughed it out through a tough conference, the Continental this year. I think a lot of us thought they would be the one to get through in at least semifinals of states. Wasn't it be?
All right. Our lone surviving team is Archbishop Wood.
Yeah.
They are playing Thursday for the District 12 championship, but regardless of whether they win or lose, they are moving on to states. How do you assess their chances going forward?
Well, they're young and fearless, Jeff, and that's all good when you're really playing with house money. Going into states, they have mostly sophomores and juniors. And this team, much like Holy Ghost Prep, is going to be tremendous next year, and I think they have a couple great years ahead of them. But why not win a game in states? They're going to play District 3. If they win this game, it's a tough matchup, but District 11 champ too if they lose. But this is a team with a lot of offensive weapons. They've got really good pitching in Anthony Russo, Don McFadden, Joe Lancelotti, one of the best hitters in the area, Eric Bowen, a really good two-way player. So I think it's a tremendous experience for a young Wood club that I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I think anything's possible.
It'll be fun to follow them. Nice to see somebody still alive.
Yeah, isn't it?
Here. Absolutely.
Really.
All right, your player of the week.
Got to be Dan Long at Penn Ridge. Very fine sophomore pitcher and third baseman. In 2 district games last week in relief, 3 1/3 innings, no hits, no runs, was tremendous. And then against Strathaven and the other district game, he had 2 for 3 at the plate, 6 ribbies and 2 homers. And he's a terrific player that'll really help Penn Ridge going forward.
All right, great. Thanks, Dan. One area team did play for a district championship game on Tuesday, and Jen and reporter Todd Thorpe were in Langhorne to cover New Hope-Solebury's bid for a Class 2A title.
Hey Jeff, Todd and I are here at Cairn University indoors because we have to avoid the huge storm that's brewing outside. We just saw New Hope-Solebury lose to Springfield Montco 8-6 in the District 1 Class AA championship game. Todd, how about a few parting thoughts on the Lions season?
Oh, it was a great game. It was a great ending to the game. Obviously, New Hope would have liked to see it end a little bit differently, but it was a real slugfest back and forth. Both teams, no give up for either team. A couple long balls hit, and then at the end, the pitching really settled down, and Springfield just had a little bit better. Was able to hold them off just a little bit better. But overall, New Hope won 18 games this season. You know, that's a long way to come, and with a lot of kids who started as freshmen. And the coach was just telling me, Tony Vlahovic, that they only won 8 games as freshmen, and then this year they won 18 games. Tough way to lose, tough way to end the season. Second straight year they've lost to Springfield.
With the state volleyball playoffs underway, we're going to go to reporter Drew Markol, who has this report on our 3 area teams involved in Wednesday's first round.
Hey Jeff, we had 4 teams qualify for the PIAA state tournament, and all 4 played on Wednesday night. Penn Ridge and Archbishop Wood both lost. Wood lost in Class AA and Penn Ridge lost in AAA to Parkland and were eliminated. But CB West and Neshaminy moved on and will both play in Saturday's quarterfinals. Neshaminy will face Central York, the consensus #1 team in the state, while CB West will play Parkland, the District 11 champion. Parkland is the team that beat Penn Ridge on Wednesday night in the first round. Let's look at Neshaminy for a little bit here. They go in, they lost to West in the District final, the District 1 final, but they're very big, and with Ryan Jamison, they're a little bit bigger than Central York. I would not be surprised to see Neshaminy, pull an upset there. CB West against Parkland. I mean, CB West, they're undefeated, with Christian Rupert on the team. He's a guy, he's so big, he can hit through blocks, and he's a go-to guy, and when you need a point, West can go to him. I see West taking out Parkland. If that happens, we could potentially have a CB West Neshaminy semifinal on Tuesday, which would obviously put one of those teams into the state final next Saturday. All right, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but the big thing is, on Saturday, Neshaminy playing Central York, and CB West taking on Parkland, trying to both advance to the semifinals. So Again, two teams still going at it. Pretty good stuff for boys volleyball. All right, our player of the week this week is Neshamity's Ryan Jamison. Like CB West's Christian Rupert, Jamison is a go-to guy that Neshaminy relies on for big points. This is a senior-laden team. He's leading the way. Had a big game Wednesday night in Neshamity's win. So, we go with Ryan Jamison, just a tremendous outside hitter.
Thanks, Drew. That'll do it for all of us here at the Game On studio. As always, we'd love to hear from you, our fans, and you can reach us at HS Game On Facebook and Twitter. And you can help us vote this week for our Player of the Week and our Plays of the Week. And you can do that by using hashtag POTW and hashtag Top Plays. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week for our first show in June.